If you're using the Google Analytics R package, you might have noticed when you load the package, you get this this message at the start here telling you to create your own project and enter your own credentials if you're making a lot of API calls. This is because the developer, Mark Edmondon, has provided his own credentials on his own Google Cloud project to make the API calls with, and there are natural limits on that. And because so many people are using the package now, it means that those limits are being hit faster than he would like. So to get around this, the package gives you this warning message right at the start telling you exactly what you need to do to enter your own credentials, but you might not be going ahead and doing that because you have to enter in your credit card details, and I don't know, maybe like me at the start you're kind of a bit scared off by understanding how to do it. So hopefully this video will help you to kind of walk through step by step exactly what you need to do. So all the instructions are provided for us right here, so I'm just going to kind of follow along and record the steps. So first of all, we need to create a project at Google Developers. So I'm going to come in here. So this is the Google Cloud Console. If you haven't signed up on the Cloud Console before, you may need to go through a couple of steps just to get that set up, but it will be very easy to do. I'm going to click on this down arrow at the very top, and I'm going to click on the plus button here and create a new project. I'm going to call it GAR Creds. And there are, as you can just see, there are naming conventions that we have to respect here. So I'm just going to put in a hyphen there, and I will now switch to that project which I just created in my dashboard view. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is activate the Google Analytics Reporting API, and I can do that. There's a nice helpful button right up here that says Enable API. If I just search for Analytics, click on the Google Analytics Reporting API, and then click on Enable. And that's it, easy as that, so that's done. And so now I get this helpful message here saying to use this API you might need credentials, and I do indeed need to do that, and I'm going to need to store my my client ID and my client secret somewhere, which we need to generate. You could click on create credentials and follow the steps there, but I actually find it easiest just to click straight onto credentials here, create credentials, and then I select OAuth client ID. Oh look, it's telling me set a product name on the consent screen. That's fine, I'm going to do that. So the product name can be my I'm going to skip through all this because I don't have any of these. These are all optional. I'm going to click on Save. Then the application type I'm going to call Other. Click on the Create button. And here we go. I get my client ID and my client secret. So I'm going to copy the client ID. And I'm just going to open a new script in our studio to store this. And then I'm going to copy the client secret as well. There we go. So I've got those now. Click on OK, and that's it. We're done. The only other thing that you may need to do, what you probably need to do if you haven't set up a console project before, would be to enable billing. That's just so that Google can charge you if you do use its services more than it provides in the free tier. I'd say that's highly unlikely if you're using Google Analytics R, but obviously you should read up on that yourself. Click on the billing tab right here and you follow the instructions to join your account with a billing account. It's very, very straightforward. So the next thing that we have to do from our instructions, we've got our client ID, we've got a client secret. So it says here set options and options client secret. So all I need to do is I copy and paste those lines of code. There we go. I'm just going to save this script as well. And then we just need to reload the package. So what this does is it sets in our R environmental, in our R session, it sets the option values of these two items, client ID and client secret of the Google Auth R, to be the values that we've provided. So when we come to authenticate, it will know to use our own project instead of Mark Edmondson's project, and it will hopefully prevent any limits from being reached. And so now that we've got all these details entered, the last thing that we need to do is just load the package and authenticate. So if I put a proper library call in my script, now that I've got this all into a script, and then here's the code that I use to reload the package. So you don't need to worry too much about what it necessarily means. This DevTools INST just figures out the correct path to the Google Analytics R package, and then it reloads it again using this DevTools call to reload. So if I do all of this, I'm just going to first of all set my options, and then I'm going to reload the package. There we go. And now all I should need to do is call GAR auth. I think it's GAR auth. No, GA auth. Whoops. So I call GA auth, and then my browser jumps in. You can see it's listing the My RStudio Creds project that I created here. So I just select the Google account that I want to use with that, and then I get this permission acceptance screen where I just obviously check that everything looks correct, all looks good to me, and I click on allow. And that's it. So now if I make any calls to Google Analytics 4, then it should then it will use my Google Cloud project instead of the one tied to the Google Analytics R package, and it should mean happy times to everybody. So yeah, that's everything you need to get set up using your own credentials in Google Analytics R.